Hey everyone, good to see you all. It's me, ShellshockPrime. I do apologize for how abrupt I have ended my trailer, but I realized I didn't get a chance to do the one for the intro for the one for tonight. But that said, I'm here. Welcome everyone. I was going to start the stream earlier. Good to see you, Korean girl. I was going to start the stream earlier, but I was having some issues, because I had to do a computer virus scan, and what happened was that it took a lot longer than I anticipated. Not to mention, I'm also having a bit of keyboard issues, but everything is fine. Like, my keyboard issues being that sometimes everything certain letters lag. Others are fine, but others are lagging for whatever reason. But other than that, everything's fine. And I'm just hoping everybody's doing well today. In this fine Thursday evening. It is currently Thursday. Still March, and I'm doing my Switchiversary streams for this month. So, originally the plan was I was gonna do Knuckles and Sonic 2, but because everything was lasting a lot longer, I feel like I wasn't gonna finish that all in one sitting, and I didn't want to separate that game into parts. So I will eventually make up for that. But regardless, I'm going to talk about my favorite Switch games so far. But first, I will also state that I do have Splatoon 2 tonight. I'm going to be teaming up with Silverstone Connor. Also going to be with Matt Big Fat, and Epic Man would be showing up as well. So we're going to be doing that starting at 9 o'clock. And then we got the game R poll. So even though the game Q game is done, the game R poll is still going on. So here it is. Feel free to go ahead and cast your vote. And it's going to be between The Return of the Obra Dinn, Retro City Rampage, Rive Ultimate Edition, and Resident Evil 4. Whichever one you think is going to win, be sure to cast your vote. And the one that ends up winning, because the poll will close on Tuesday, March 17th. But I will be streaming the game the day after that, March 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will update my schedule. I haven't actually made my schedule yet, but it will definitely be on there. You guys will find out the full schedule on Monday. But yeah, let's get right into it. So it's a good excuse for me to actually use this right here. I used the same thing right here for my State of the Channel address back in December, but I am going to be having another State of the Channel address in the beginning of April. Sometime like the first Monday of April is when I'm planning on doing that. So this probably won't be long, but I'll just talk about my personal favorite Nintendo Switch games, and if anybody in chat has their own favorite games, be sure to go ahead and share it with me, and I'll be willing to talk about it. So about Splatoon, is this going to be Salmon Run, Turf War, or are you planning to do League? Well, we're probably going to be starting things off with Turf War, but if we have a lot of people that are interested in joining us, if we have enough people, then I'm most likely going to amp up the ante and turn that into a private room. So that's only if we have enough people, like at least like 6, maybe more people. Like ideally we could at least get a total of 8 of us playing. Maybe we can actually get the private room, though. That's basically the gist of that. So as far as my favorite Switch games go, I have plenty of games that I absolutely enjoy playing throughout like the past 3 years. To kick things off, the one I really like the most is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it was my first Switch game that I played, and the one that like I know for a fact that I was going to be playing at launch once I got my Switch, and I'm glad that I did. And I spent so much time, and looking back at it now, I still enjoy the game. I'm gonna be doing a stream of it because I want to refresh myself once that game comes out, once the sequel comes out. My plan is that once we know when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, I'm gonna be streaming Breath of the Wild 1 like just before it. And for Breath of the Wild 2, whatever other streams that I originally had planned, they're going to be on hold until Breath of the Wild 2, because that is going to be a game I'm going to be prioritizing on, because like I normally don't really do anything like that, but that's going to be one of those times where I will do something. But again, don't know when this is coming out, but when it comes out, it comes out. But Breath of the Wild in general, I absolutely love the game. Like going exploring through like the huge Hyrule everything there is about it. Like, it was a different type of Hyrule than any other Zelda game, where like now it's like you have to go and fight Calamity Ganon, but you have like a bunch of shrines that you have to go to and take on a couple of challenges. Like, for example, some of them are a bunch of like test of strength, test of like agility that you have, like basically minor, major, and like the biggest endurance test you can ever imagine. Not to mention there's a bunch of puzzles and also a lot of other challenging shrines you have to go through, plus the 4 big dungeons, and then you got to go to the Hyrule Castle that has been taken over by Calamity Ganon. And when I do stream Breath of the Wild, yes, Derek DeBroni, I will do both DLCs, the Trial of the Sword and the Champion's Ballad. I will definitely do both of them. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, I absolutely adore the game, and when I stream the game, when the time comes, I will show you guys why I love the game without having to explain everything. 'Cause, like, it's just too much to explain. I'd rather just like show in that regard rather than tell. But that's how I just love the game for everything that it stood for. Super Mario Odyssey is definitely another one. That one I could go on and on. I love the fact that they went back to the whole 3D Mario style. I felt that they took everything from 64 and Sunshine and perfected that model while also adding some elements from other games like Odyssey, like Galaxy. But like, because in 3D World they took out the fact that you can do a triple jump. Like 3D Land and 3D World you couldn't do a triple jump, but in Odyssey you can. Like, they brought that back. Not to mention the fact that you have quite a few worlds, but they're big and there's so many things you can actually do. Yes, I actually watched that episode of AVGN, the Mortal Kombat 1 port. It's actually pretty nice. But Odyssey in general, I've actually enjoyed it. Probably like one of the best 3D Mario games. Like, it's in the running between that and Galaxy 2 that I like the best. But Odyssey was just purely awesome. Something that I wanted like in a Mario game, like, and then some. Easily like one of my favorites. But not only that, like, my favorite kingdoms in that game are like the Luncheon Kingdom, Metro, and also going through like the Cascade Kingdom, like, there's a lot of great kingdoms, but my least favorite kingdom in the game is probably like the one out of the big ones where there's so many things to do, probably the Snow Kingdom. I didn't really like the Snow Kingdom as much. It's not terrible, but I just like the other ones more. Like, out of the big worlds that you can actually go through. But I actually thought it was actually pretty nice. Let's see. So other Switch games that I thought were great, that I thought are my favorites. Let's see. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is easily up there as one of my favorites. Being able to play Smash Brothers anywhere you want in full HD. You can use your controllers with like the tabletop mode. You can also like be able to just go wherever you want. Like, I was able to do that with the 3DS, but with the Switch, I feel like it's a lot more substantial. Can I just point out how odd that the Jungle Kingdom has music more fitting for a beach level? Yeah, and funny enough, the beach level actually has some pretty damn good music too. But you have the Seaside Kingdom as well. That one's actually pretty good. See, that's the thing. There's a lot of great music in general for Mario, and then as far as Smash goes, there's also a lot of great music. Like, if you want to put aside all the music from previous Smash Bros. Games, or like stuff that are directly taken from like source games or whatever, if you listen to the music in general, like if you look at all the music from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that originated specifically for that game, it's very phenomenal. Like, some of the best in any Smash Bros. Game. Like, they always do really well with music, and I feel like they have some of the best choices here. Maybe not best overall, but some of the best in general. Like, there's a lot of great ones. Like, a lot of the Castlevania mixes they have here. They actually went all out on Mega Man more than I thought they would. Like, they actually added a lot more Mega Man music. I wish they had some more Sonic remixes, because the only Sonic remix we ever got was Angel Island, and that one is from Brawl. I was surprised Smash 4 didn't get any, and I was surprised that Smash Ultimate didn't get any like remixes either. Just only like tracks taken from other games. Like they added like mainly added Studiopolis, and they also added 2 tracks from Sonic Forces. One of them being Fist Bump. Not to mention the fact that they also brought in some music that were in Brawl but not in Smash 4, like Scrap Brain Zone and also Emerald Hill. But yet. Jun Sonoe, I can't pronounce his last name for the life of me. I apologize for that though. Yeah, he actually composed music for Smash Ultimate, but it wasn't Sonic. He actually did a Mega Man mix, and it was the Mega Man 4 medley, which was actually pretty sick. And it sounded a lot like a Sonic track that wants to be a Mega Man track that wants to be a Sonic track, but it's still pretty damn good. Like a lot of the mixes they made for Donkey Kong were pretty good, as well as for Metroid, especially the Brinkstar Depths mix that they came out with. That sounds amazing right there. Like that like the new mix they made for that. It just throws the Melee one in the water. And the Melee one was pretty good, but this one is just amazing. The Gangplank Galleon theme is good. The one for K. Rool. They actually added some really good stuff for Pokemon, like the Sun and Moon music that they have. Also the Fire Emblem music, especially for Three Houses. Though some of them were taken directly from Three Houses, there were others that also they made specifically. It's pretty good. Like, and especially we had like a bunch of SNK music that were made specifically for this. Especially Terry's theme, also the Psycho Soldier theme. Also, Andy Bogart's theme sounds pretty damn good. It's from Yoko Shimomura. She's an awesome composer. She made a lot of fantastic music over the years, and especially like she's worked on Smash Brothers music since Brawl, and she's done a great job at that. Let's see, but Smash, music aside, Smash in general, I feel like in terms of gameplay, it's probably the best in terms of how the gameplay works, because you have like a much better like middle ground between like when you look at the casual style from Brawl, and also the more like hardcore style that's for Melee, like the tournament style, that even though a lot of that stuff was not necessarily meant to be the way it was, because there were some glitches there, but I feel like Ultimate is just like a really good happy medium, like even more so than Smash 4. Like, because when you go back to Smash 4, it's really hard to go back to that after you're playing Ultimate, because it's actually a lot more slower in comparison. And like certain combos that you're used to in Ultimate, you're not going to be able to replicate a lot of it in Brawl. Now, well, Smash 4 in general. Brawl even worse, but yeah. And I actually did enjoy World of Light. I know people like Subspace better. What I didn't like about Subspace in Brawl was practically the Great Maze was, in my opinion, the worst thing about the Subspace, as well as the fact that I feel like they could have done like the gameplay style for it much better. But the Great Maze was really the worst thing about it. I felt that one was rushed. But at the same time, on the flip side, when you think about all the spirit battles, what I liked the idea of what they did for the spirit battles in World of Light, how they handle a lot of it. What I wish they did was, I wish they added more cutscenes. I wish they added like more dedicated worlds specific series. They did a few of them. Like there's a Monster Hunter one where like you fought like Rathalos. I kind of wish they had more bosses. I kind of wish that they had, for instance, in the Street Fighter section, if they would have had Bison as like a non-playable boss, and he would have been based off of the Shin Bison from Street Fighter Alpha 3, that would have been amazing. I know that we're going to add a lot of Final Fantasy. There's no Final Fantasy spirits in that game other than the 2 Cloud spirits that you get for the fighter spirits. Yeah, because I feel like both Subspace and World of Light had the the problem with everything dragging on. Though I kind of wish that they had cutscenes in World of Light, like more cutscenes. Whereas like when you encounter certain characters, they probably wouldn't do it for everyone, but I would have probably done it for specific ones. Mainly using those as a way to introduce the new characters that were debuting in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like for example, like when you meet the Inkling, when you meet for example, like the Belmonts, or when you meet like King K. Rool and all of them, like, and also like when like Ryu would be the one that finds Ken and he rescues them, or for example, Simon somehow finds Richter Belmont, like somewhere, like at least have some interaction, even if they weren't gonna do like a lot of it, at least like do a little more, and but other than that, I was satisfied with it. Would I go back to doing World of Light? Well, I need to if I want to get the whole 100% on the challenges. I still have to do that. Now let's talk about some other Switch games, because I do love, as much as I love Smash Ultimate, let's go and talk about some other games that I actually enjoy on the Switch. All right. Let's see. So I've also enjoyed Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That game should not be as good as it is, but it is. It's a lot of fun. Very, very good game. I feel like anyone that owns a Switch should at least give that game a shot. If you're not really all that into strategy RPGs, it might not be for you, but the game has a lot of comedic value. There's a lot of good like bits about that game. I felt that Ubisoft, at least the team in Ubisoft that developed the game, did really well, and it was nice to see Grant Kirkhope work on a game with Nintendo again. So definitely something awesome, and I'd say I hope they make a sequel to Mario plus Rabbids. If they actually announce a sequel and it comes out this year, I would actually buy it day one. Great game. Like the Mario plus Rabbids is a great game. I still have to play Starlink. I will eventually play Starlink. My girlfriend got that for me for Christmas. I still got to play that, but that might be something that will pop up in a future Alphabet Challenge, but we'll see. Let's see what else. Other games. Sonic Mania is great. In my opinion, like the best 2D Sonic game. Mega Man 11 is great. Definitely like a really good return to form for Mega Man as well. Let's see. Super Bomberman R is actually a pretty decent game. It's not the best revival, but it is nice to see Bomberman come back. Though multiplayer is dead now, and they did port it to the other platforms, but it was the second game that I got when the Switch came out, because I got that and Zelda the same day. And the reason I got it is because while Zelda was going to fill my single player niche, I actually thought that if I had a multiplayer game right off the bat, that would be a good idea, and that's what I did. I ended up getting Super Mario Man R. I still have it. Like, my Switch collection is right over there, as you can see on my shelf, like the left side over there. I have like 49 physical games. I don't know what the 50th one's gonna be, because it's not gonna be Animal Crossing, because that's gonna be digital. I'm gonna purchase that one sometime next week. But yeah, as far as other great games, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I only finished one of the houses, and I'm in the middle of another one. I've beaten the Black Eagles. I'm gonna be working my way through the Blue Lions on my own, but I will be streaming the Golden Deers on stream, so you're gonna see that at some point. But for the Black Eagles, I did the route where you sided against Edelgard. So that's what I did. But easily, like, the best modern Fire Emblem game that I've ever played. Like, the story was really good. The gameplay, I felt, was definitely improved from the past couple of Fire Emblem games. Because I did not really get into Fates all that much, but 3 Houses I absolutely loved. I would tell people that if you've never played Three Houses. You should check it out. It's a really good entry point to Fire Emblem. You don't have to have played any past Fire Emblem games to play this one. So I would say go for this. Go for it. I enjoyed it. I'm still gonna have to go back to it and play more of it. But from what I did play, like since I beat one of the houses. Great stuff. Really great stuff. And the music is great as well. Like there's a lot of great characters as well, like side characters that you can actually recruit to your team, which I'm going to be doing more of that in my. I haven't done much of it in my Black Eagles run, but I'm going to be doing a lot more of that in the Blue Lions and also the Golden Deer. Let's see, Astral Chain, great game. I feel that it's definitely one of the better games from Platinum. I still like Bayonetta 2 better, but Astral Chain is definitely up there as one of their best games. From start to finish, I like how they handle all the chapters. They call them files. You have two playable characters. They're both named Akira. They're twins, but regardless of whoever you end up picking, the storyline is exactly the same. Just the scenarios are different for each character. Like they have their own thing where one character has to go through whatever, but you also team up with them as well. You can also do co-op where both players have to go through that storyline. But the gameplay, it's definitely slower paced than Bayonetta, but it's more rewarding when you actually get all the combos out, especially with your Legion, being able to control your Legion. My favorite Legion out of all of them is the Axe, but my least favorite is probably the bow and arrow one. But because you have a bunch of stages in the actual cities, and then you would have to go through a different dimension where where you have to use your Legion to fight all the monsters that come out. And there's so many really interesting twists in that game that some I've seen coming, others I didn't. The ones I actually didn't see coming were very interesting. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, Astral Chain's great. Let's see what else. Let's see. I've also enjoyed playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I still have to beat Xenoblade Chronicles 1, and I'm going to mitigate that. Well, I'm going to fix that once the remake comes out, which hopefully when we get a Nintendo Direct, hopefully soon, we'll get a release date on that. It's rumored to be coming out in May, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a great game. I've spent so much time on it, about over 100-something hours in that game just to finish it. There's 10 chapters, and usually there would be a big storyline that gets me hooked in for each chapter, and then another one just links from one to another, chapter after chapter, and I just get hooked. And I was very invested in that. I actually enjoyed Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And thank you for the resub, Epic Man. Hope you're doing well, my dude. Let's see. So yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a great game. What's up, Epic Man? How you doing, man? Let's see. So as far as other great games, let's see. Splatoon 2 obviously is a great game. Yes. You're doing well, that's good. Splatoon 2 is definitely a great game. It's currently my most played Splatoon game. Well, not only that, most played Switch game so far. I think Animal Crossing might actually beat that. But Splatoon 2 is definitely great. I actually played it way more than I played the original. It's about to go live. Yeah, I can't wait till we do the multi-stream together. But my thing is this. Let's see. So for Splatoon 2, I've beaten the main story as well as the expansion, and I've also played through each and every mode. I've done the regular turf war as well as all the ranked modes. For the ranked modes, my favorite one is probably Rainmaker, and my least favorite one is Clan Blitz, though I do enjoy Splat Zones and Tower Control. And then you also have Salmon Run, which is actually pretty damn good. Every time I would get a chance to play Salmon Run, especially with friends, it is a great time just being able to get like all the stuff you want, like all the extra goodies you can get, meal tickets or drink tickets and all that. Not to mention more cash you can use for buying weapons or gear and playing in all the Splatfest, like 2 years worth of Splatfest. There were a few that I didn't get a chance to play, but I played in the first one and I played in the last one. And I played in a lot of other Splatfests in between. And there were so many great moments. Splatoon 2 is definitely a fantastic multiplayer game on the Switch. Still is. ARMS is another great one. ARMS deserves a lot more respect. Fun game. The problem with ARMS is that it came out a month before Splatoon 2 did. But Nintendo was trying to give it the Splatoon treatment, and unfortunately, it didn't quite pay off the way they wanted it to. That said, it's still a great game. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I still think it's a great game. I would probably go back to it every once in a while. And there's still a huge community dedicated to people playing ARMS. My favorite characters in that I used the most were Twintel and Lollipop. I didn't really get to mess around with any other characters that came out after Lollipop, so it was Springtron, Misango, and Dr. Coil. Those are the ones that came out to Lollipop. I didn't really get to use them as much. But regardless, I like the way the mechanics worked. Like you have to punch like this, and then you just try to aim it to your opponent, and you can hit them. You can also do a lot of combos. You can do a lot of different moves, like supers as well. It was a different type of fighting game, but I felt that it could have been viable in a lot of big tournaments if it were given the same support that other Nintendo games were getting for multiplayer esports. I felt that they could have done that, but it's a shame that it didn't get the support that it could have, even though it did sell 2 million. The game did not flop. It actually did sell 2 million, but it just didn't really like live up to a lot of people's expectations, unfortunately. As a result, like I felt like they cut support of the game way too early. But yeah, still, I would still recommend ARMS. I would also recommend people to play Mario Tennis Aces. It's another great game. Very deep for a tennis game. Like, because I played other tennis games. The only other one that I've actually liked was the one on 64, Mario Tennis on 64. Because there was other ones. People loved Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube. I actually didn't really like it all that much. I just couldn't really get into it. It's not bad, though the Wii version is definitely the worst version of it. But the GameCube version is not bad. I just couldn't really get into it as much. And couldn't get into the one on 3DS, which is open. And the less said about Ultra Smash, the better. But I did enjoy Aces. It's definitely a huge step up from the past couple of Mario Tennis games. Camelot did a fantastic job with it. Though support at launch for certain content were kind of a bit lackluster, but they definitely improved it over time, and it's a much better game now. And story mode was pretty good. Though they did add some more stuff to story mode, which I still got to go back to. I'll probably do it at some point. I already did the main campaign, and I'll go back to more story mode soon for Mario Tennis Aces. But it's definitely another one I've enjoyed. What else? Let's see. As far as other games, Octopath Traveler is easily up there. It's definitely my favorite RPG. I've enjoyed it. And I will say, out of all the characters in that game, Cyrus and Primrose are some of my favorites. And same thing with Tressa. My least favorite is easily Therian, the thief. Everyone else is pretty good. I've enjoyed the game. I actually do plan on streaming it because I've been meaning to play it again. I feel like I will actually have a much better time playing it while streaming it, because I just happen to love that game so much. I didn't really get to play much of Bravely Default or Bravely, and I haven't played Bravely Second at all since I haven't finished Bravely Default. But Octopath I felt was just good enough for me. Though with Bravely Default 2 coming out, because it's a different universe, kind of like how Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, and all that. Like, you don't have to have played a previous game in the series to understand the story, but if you know what you're doing with games like that, then there you go. I will definitely get Bravely Default 2, but Octopath, when it comes to RPGs, especially JRPGs, I will definitely recommend that one before I recommend anything else. That said, I still have to go ahead and get back to finishing Dragon Quest 11, which I need to do that. I have Dragon Quest 11 on my Switch. I still got to go back to playing that. I've enjoyed Pokemon, but I will say, as much as I enjoyed it a a more than I thought I would, but it did have a lot of issues. But I would still recommend it to anybody that wants to play Pokemon. I won't say it's my favorite, but I will still recommend it. It's just a little passing thing. But I definitely didn't like Let's Go that much at all. But back to favorites in general. Let's see. I've also enjoyed I've enjoyed how certain games like that were ported to Switch, how they actually ran. Like Doom 2016 runs really well on Switch. It may not have all the bells and whistles from like the other platforms, but it still was pretty damn good. I had a great time with it. Like I even streamed that as part of my Alphabet Challenge. It was a lot of fun. But I would say that like while yes, if you want to get like the best performance in Doom 2016, your best bet is getting it on the PC. But if you want to play it on the go, then the Switch is definitely the way to go. But yeah, like I've enjoyed Doom 2016. So if you want like discussions on like really great games on the Switch that were ported from other platforms, Doom 2016 is definitely up there. Let's see. I've also enjoyed playing like the Street Fighter collection, though. At this point in 2020, I would not recommend getting Ultra Street Fighter 2 because I feel like it's overpriced. Even for $40, it should be $20 at the most. But the reason it's priced that much is because of the way of the Hadouken mode. But the Street Fighter collection is definitely a great collection to get. 12 games with the value of $40, though it's been since price dropped. But on the Switch, playing on the go, like playing Third Strike and Alpha 3 is definitely an awesome value. And all I will say is I'll kick anybody's ass with Ken if I have to. And speaking of other games, great games that are great value, Puyo Puyo Tetris is easily one of the best values for the Switch. 2 puzzle games crossed over together, and then you have a lot of different content, different modes you can do. You can play offline, online, pretty decent story mode, all the challenge mode stuff. You could also play online with up to 4 players. Definitely a great value for about like $30 to $40. Highly recommended. But if you want a more frenzied multiplayer puzzle game, Tetris 99 is easily the one I would recommend before I love Puyo Puyo Tetris, but Tetris 99 is a lot more insane, a lot more intense. Your blood will be pumping the moment you actually start the game, and the moment that you easily see all of those like reticles that go right into you because all those players are targeting you for whatever reason. You're number 99, and you want to be number 1, and you're going to do what you can to work hard to be number 1. Tetris 99 is that fucking game. I love it. If there's any battle royale that I will definitely be playing, Tetris 99 is definitely that one, and I will still play it. In fact, for anyone that wants to look at my channel points, I actually have a reward perk where by redeeming 3,000 channel points, which I call shell coins, you will see me play Tetris 99 for 30 minutes, but not when I'm doing a multi-stream. It will only be when I'm doing a solo stream. But if someone redeems it when I'm doing a multi-stream, I will use that for my next solo stream, but it will happen at the end of it rather than the beginning. So if you want to see me play some Tetris 99 whenever I'm doing a solo stream, save up your coins and you redeem it, and then you'll see me play Tetris 99 for 30 minutes. But, and also, if multiple people use it, then it will stack and I will play it for the exact amount of time. Though I'm probably going to limit it to 4 per stream. I'm going to limit it to 4 per stream, so that way, like, I would at least have like 2 hours of it. Because if that were to be the case, then I could just schedule a dedicated day specifically for Tetris 99. But highly recommend it. Being able to play, and they actually added more content, adding more like modes where you can actually play local wireless with your friends offline, and also you could be able to set a code so you and any of your friends or anyone with a code can join. You don't have to have a friend code. You just use that code that you make, and then anybody can actually join the game. And then whatever spaces are not filled will be filled with bots. So Tetris 99, like, they added so much content. Easily a great game that people should play on the Switch at any point, at any time. Let's see. So as far as everything goes, let's see what else. I actually enjoyed playing a lot of really good indie games. There were some great indie games that came out on the Switch that I highly recommend. Like Celeste was definitely one of them. Hollow Knight, The Messenger, Katana Zero is definitely another one that I've played and streamed. And of course, there were some that were ported to the Switch from other platforms, like Shovel Knight. Though I have never beaten the first expansion up until recently, which was Plague of Shadows. And now that I've beaten that, I will eventually do the other two, which would happen to be Spectre Torment, which came out around the time of the Switch launch. I think it came out on Switch before it came out on the other platforms because of the Switch launch. And then King of Cards, which came out at the same time everywhere. And because I have the treasure trove, I have access to all 3 of the campaign expansions for free. And that's not all. I get the Showdown, the multiplayer, which is pretty damn fun. Fun to play with other people. And then you also have other indie games, because there's plenty that I play, and there's plenty that I still need to play. Like I played the remake. I don't know if I would count as, it's not really indie, but I played the remake of Wonder Boy in Monster World. No, sorry, that's not the right one. It's actually Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. There is another game, Monster Boy: The Cursed Kingdom, I still gotta do. But Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap is a pretty damn good remake. It's like a 1-to-1 remake as well. Like, the gameplay is exactly the same. It's just, it's a graphical remake, but it looks pretty damn good too. And the same team, they're working on Streets of Rage 4, which I tried out at PAX East, and it was a lot of fun. Let's see. So, like, I could just pull up my Switch. I just have so many games on here. And, like, or actually, you know what? Instead of just pulling it up so I can look at it on my own, for, like, the next few minutes, I could just, like, scroll through some of these games right here on this main scene, because you could see I have like way too many great games. There's some other stinkers as well, and there's some other games like I'm just happy to see something like Cuphead come to the Switch. And then you also have some really cool multiplayer games like Killer Queen Black. So if you want to play something like that with other people, this is another great game that I highly recommend. And then we have some unexpected collabs like Crypto the Necrodancer. It was ported to Switch, and it's a popular game. But who would ever have thought we would ever have something like Cadence of Hyrule? No one would have ever have thought we would have something like this. And here we are. We have Cadence of Hyrule. It's been out for about like 9 months now, and it was announced like about like a year ago at the Indie Showcase, the same one where Cuphead was announced, and Blaster Master Zero was also like the second game was also announced. Like, because Blaster Master Zero, I still have to finish that one. I only got the bad ending, and I want to eventually like do that with the good ending, then go to Blaster Master Zero 2. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a great game. I got that from Kickstarter. I streamed that, enjoyed it. It had a couple of flaws in the Switch version, but it is what it is. River City Girls is definitely another great one. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite beat 'em ups that that was made from both Arc System Works and wait for it. Yo, Pat to go. Good to see you, buddy. It has been a while. How you doing? Let's see, a lot of other great games that I played. Some I still got to do. I did collections, like I did the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, X Legacy Collection 1 and 2. Like, I did all of them as a huge marathon. It did get a bit taxing, but it was definitely worth it because I played like the best games, the worst games, and games that were in the middle of the road. We also got some great collections. We got the Castlevania collection, the Contra collection as well. All these Neo Geo games right over here. You want something that's short and quick, Kamiko is definitely something that's up your alley. Steam World Dig 2 is a fantastic game. The first one is great, but the second one is definitely even better. Yes, that's my friend Pedro. I will definitely be streaming that later this year. Like, when I do my Springing for Indies marathon, that's going to be the second game in the marathon. More on that, I will talk more in depth on that marathon when I do my next State of the Channel address in the beginning of April. So definitely look forward to all my future plans soon. And I was gifted the physical copy, so I'm actually going to stream in front of the physical copy to save space. What else? There's also Puyo Puyo Champions. Well, I've already talked about Puyo Puyo Tetris. Puyo Puyo Champions is basically Puyo Puyo Tetris without Tetris, but more emphasis on Puyo Puyo, like tournament style. Great game. Iconoclast is a pretty good game. I streamed that one as well last year. Let's see, what else did I play? What else did I stream? What else did I play? There's so many games. Luigi's Mansion 3, do not sleep on that game. This game is fantastic. I enjoyed Dark Moon, but this game is way better than Dark Moon. I still have to play the first Luigi's Mansion. I'll admit I have to do that, but Dark Moon is pretty good, but this game is fantastic. I would say whoever doesn't have a Switch yet, or whoever wants more games on the Switch, Luigi's Mansion 3. Highly recommend that one. And also Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle is pretty damn good as well. And we also have other games. We have New Super Lucky's Tale, which is basically an updated version of the Xbox One game. Pretty damn good game. I heard that people say that it's a lot better on Switch in terms of what they fix, all the quality of life fixes. It's a bit on the easy side, but it's definitely a lot of fun. It has a lot of charm as well. It's really cool to have a game that is the spirit of the 3D platformers from the PS1 and N64 era. There's a lot of other great games. It's also on Game Pass on Xbox One, but I got it on Switch because I actually think it would be really cool. And I'm playing this game right now. I'm going to be playing more this soon, or in the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, because I want to get through this before I get to Will-O-the-Wisp. This game is actually pretty decent on the easy side, but it's still pretty nice. And also, Use Your Words is fucking fantastic. Jackbox is also great. Though I have all the Jackbox games that I felt mattered the most, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Use Your Words is a fun multiplayer game to play. Because you see, Use Your Words, the thing about that one is, like, you end up like playing with 5 other people. You have to type in a couple of things, different word commands and all that. So I have a Japanese account, so I could actually play these right here. And also you have the Sega Ages as well. You have you have a bunch of other retro games. I got this Puzzle Bobble here. Doom 1, 2, and 3. I have so many games. I have Final Fantasy 7. I streamed that one. I actually enjoyed this one, and I will get the remake at some point when I get a PS4. What else? This game is kind of not terrible, but I'm not really the biggest fan of it, but I've streamed it. This was my queue game for the Alphabet Challenge, and to be honest, it's probably my least favorite game of the Alphabet Challenge so far. I don't want to be mean to it, but I'm just really not the biggest fan of it, but that's just me. But yeah, I could go on and on talking about these games, but there's some games I still gotta play. I still gotta play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I still gotta finish that one. Transistor I still got to do. I still have to do Dragon Mark for Death, because this game is, I played a little bit of it, and for what I play, is fucking awesome. I mean, like, for me, for the only reason I would get PS4 is for exclusives, and Final Fantasy VII Remake is only available on PS4 for now, so let's see. But overall, some great stuff. I cannot fucking wait for Axiom Verge 2. Alright, but I think I will leave it at that for my discussion on some of my favorite games. I went long, like, I went on long enough. Oh, I forgot one. Super Mario Maker 2. I'll be spending more time on this. You guys are going to be seeing more streams of me playing Mario Maker at some point. I don't know when, but they will happen. Whether it be all the single player stuff or multiplayer with friends, you will definitely be seeing more. Great. Regardless of all the shortcomings Mario Maker 2 has, I still think that Super Mario Maker 2 is fantastic. I actually like it more than the first one, but the first game does have some advantages over the others. Alright, it's 8:49. I'm going to take 10 minutes to get myself ready because Splatoon 2 is going to be happening. I'm going to be playing with Epic Man, Silver, and Matt Big Fat. We're going to be playing that. So definitely get ready to see us play Splats and have a good time. So I'll be right back in a little bit.